Ian from Easy Genie. Today I'm going to be talking about the 3 best independent old school genealogy websites out there. If this video helps you, please take a moment to like it and follow me. Let's get started. So when I say independent old school websites, usually they're run by one person or maybe a small team. And I think the most important one is stevemorse.org. He has this list of connections to immigration lists and shipping manifests and things like that, which is really quite helpful for people who are getting started. Part of this list involves links to Ancestry, and he'll identify if those are paid. You need a paid account in order to view the Ancestry.com records, as well as Family Search. But he also has these forms for Ellis Island, and you can click in some information. You can type in some information about the first name, the companion name, the ship name, the years of arrival, and search these databases for information about when your ancestor immigrated to the United States. So this is really, really helpful, and I think it's a kind of an important resource. The next website that I want to highlight is called DeadFred. I've talked about this before in other videos. It's a genealogy photo archive. And basically what you can do is you can search for old photos by surname, you can post old photos, and importantly, you can search for photography studios. So if you have an old photo, you don't know who's in the photo, but there's a stamp on the bottom or on the back that says the name of the photography studio, well, you can browse the long list of studios that they've compiled as part of the DeadFred archive, and maybe identify, first of all, where the studio was located and maybe even when the photo was taken. So here's an example right here, Abercrombie. This is an unknown person. It's a boy with a big ribbon, but whoever uploaded it believes that this photo came from the 1890s. It also is in the state of Pennsylvania. So this information can help you identify something about the subject of a photo that you have if it's from the same studio. So that's site number 3 of the independent old school genealogy websites. The next one is a site that I've been using for a long time, probably nearly 20 years. You can see it's pretty old school from the graphics here. It's run by a guy named Tom Trininsky in New York, and basically what he did is he uploaded a whole bunch of newspapers, postcards, and other pieces of genealogy related archives to a website. It's not paid. You can actually search for certain newspapers, certain towns, and see the results. You can scroll through them. And why this is important is oftentimes your ancestors were mentioned in news articles, or you want to find out something about the life of the community in which they grew up in. And sometimes these articles can really help fill in the gaps. So this is a really great website. It's called FultonHistory.com. So those 3 websites, the stevemorse.org, the deadfred.com, and also FultonHistory.com, these are the 3 independent genealogy websites I use all the time as part of my research. I really recommend that you check them out as soon as possible if your research touches these areas, because what sometimes happens with independent genealogy websites is they go dark. This is actually a website that used to be at Boston College. It had a database of advertisements that Irish immigrants would post 100 years ago, 150 years ago, searching for relatives, and it would explain where these people came from, like the specific county or township in Ireland. It was a very valuable resource. BC took it down. I think now you can access it, but through paid web services like MyHeritage or Ancestry.com, and that's not ideal if you're on a budget or you just don't want to deal with some big corporate genealogy website. So these independent websites are really, really useful for finding information about your ancestors and conducting other types of research. If this video helped you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me. And also, if you go to easygenia.org, click on blog. I have lots more resources and tips and articles about researching genealogy and piecing together the story of your ancestors. Thank you so much for watching.